It's the moments in our lives that actually shape our destiny. It is true that we can alter our decisions in a moment. In the blink of an eye, we can decide to quit or persevere. In a moment, we can make the biggest blunders or make the wisest choices. It depends on you if you choose to say, "I hate you," or "I love you." In a very short span of time, you can say yes or no. Moments are powerful. All moments in life, however, are not equal. There are turning points and dramatic events that can be not only important, but also transformative. They are called defining moments because they hold the capacity to define a new path, a purpose, or a new course of action. It is one of the most important points in life when a decision meets action. A defining moment is a point in your life when you feel the urge to make a pivotal decision, or when you experience something that fundamentally changes you. Not only do these moments define us, but they also have a transformative effect on our perceptions and behavioral patterns.
Defining moments are the times when something significant happens to you and your response to that event changes your life for the better. Anybody who has ever made it has gone through these moments that molded them into becoming somebody better. Your defining moment may occur upon meeting a pivotal person such as a mentor, or when you lock your eyes with your soulmate or your spouse for the first time. Perhaps it might be when you became a parent, face illness, or experience the loss of a loved one. Quite often, your defining moments thrust upon you in the most unexpected time, in the most unexpected manner. You may be going through your day-to-day life when something pivotal would just happen, might cause a shift in your thinking and behavior. When you look back at your life, without any doubt, you can recollect many of the defining moments that have altered your life's journey. These moments have impacted your values and beliefs, thereby steering you throughout your life's journey. All of them not only defined and redefined your personality, but also improved your perspectives about life. These moments can break you or make you. When you use its creative force, you can rewrite your history. Therefore, do not waste a moment that can define and redefine you to be a better version of yourself. But the real question is, how do we identify these moments?
How do we spot these defining moments? The most important question now that comes up is, how do we recognize such moments, seize them, and use them to our advantage? Life serves us with few exceptional defining moments. Some are perceived as positive while others are negative. A collection of inspirational and desperate moments reminds us of action, signals, and warning signs to alter our path. For instance, let's say that you experience poverty or lack of sufficient money in some situation in life. What question usually springs up in your mind? Who earns more than me and why? At that certain moment, who earns the kind of money or income that I want? Or how do such people earn that kind of money? What skills and knowledge I must master in order to reach their levels? Well, my friend, if you don't know why or how, go ask them. That is what Chris Gardner did. He was more than curious to see the Ferrari and ask a stranger a question that literally changed his life. His defining moment was simple. He realized that if he continued to do whatever he was doing at that time for the rest of his life, he will keep getting the same results that he was already getting. He realized that he was a victim of an activity trap. Such a trap is a habitual activity where one believes that the only way results can be achieved is by putting maximum effort and dedication into the current activity.
Find the defining moment of your life and act upon the idea that certain moments are presented in front of you, because you can change your life in a moment. You can say, I quit, let's begin, or perhaps I do in a moment. Think about all these moments that have changed your life, even in the slightest manner. Life can be completely transformed in a defining moment. All of us have several moments presented to us every day that define our true purpose in life. When you say yes to the opportunity, or when you say no to distractions in life, you are living a life in accordance with a design rather than a default.
Most of us are oblivious to these moments, but there is a way to pay attention to these moments. Let's train our mind to see some defining moments. Opportunities. Some moments are pretty obvious and direct as they are visible as clear opportunities. It's like you saw an opportunity, you had the right information, and you made the plunge that helped you take the right move at the right time. There you have it. Moments of opportunity clearly visible that are served right in front of you. Then there are hidden opportunities and probotunities, opportunities wrapped up with problems. Inspiration. A moment of inspiration is a defining moment. Here, life is kind to us and serves us with positive events, people, and situations that inspire us. Moments of elevation and words of encouragement can be from your family, friends, peers, boss, mentors, teachers, and even strangers. All of these amount to some significant moments which are capable of directing your life.
You can create a defining moment in other people's too with your words of encouragement and appreciation. When young Steve Jobs learned that he has been adopted, he confronted his parents with his concern whether his birth parents rejected him or not. The parents who adopted Steve created a defining moment in Steve's life by explaining that they had actually chosen him. Steve Jobs lived the rest of his life with the idea of being the chosen one. It was in this space of complete acceptance that his brilliance prospered, and the belief that he was chosen drove him to future success. Similarly, when Stephen King began writing in his early childhood, his mother encouraged him as she believed that his work was good enough to be printed in a book. Stephen King stated later that nothing anyone has said to me since then that has made me feel any day happier. He wrote more than 4 stories, and his mother paid him a quarter for each, representing his first dollar he made in this writing business. Sometimes people inspire us and show up as role models. Some comes as flashes of an idea that has the potential to become a reality. We are all lucky when we get these flashes of inspiration from time to time, but the irony is that very few people have the courage to act on them. Those who take action on their big moments and make an effort to turn them into something worthwhile get closer to achieving their goal.
Sylvester Stallone wrote the first draft of the hit movie Rocky within 3 days of watching Muhammad Ali fight Chuck Wepner on a television boxing match. Elon Musk had an epiphany of galactic travel when he was stuck in busy traffic. His main residence in Los Angeles is located in Bel Air, a 17-mile trek from SpaceX's Hawthorne-based offices. On the best days, his commute takes 35 minutes. But December 17, 2016, was not the best of days. The 405 was at a dead stop, and the pileup pushed Musk over the edge. It also gave him time to tweet, "Traffic is driving me nuts. I'm going to build a tunnel boring machine and just start digging." Series of tweets read, "It shall be called the Boring Company. Boring is what we do. I'm actually going to do this." And he actually did it through the Underground Hyperloop project. It was a Roman philosopher Seneca who said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." When you are in the right place and at the right time, and if you happen to be the right person, something transformative can take place in your life. Before Harrison Ford played the roles of Han Solo and Indiana Jones, he was a self-taught carpenter in his 30s who was struggling to take care of his family. He had small roles in TV shows but could barely earn to support his family. Hence, he became a carpenter. He was building cabinets in George Lucas's house, who offered him a supporting role in American Graffiti at the age of 29. But his big break was 6 years later when he got the opportunity to play the role of Han Solo in Star Wars, created by George Lucas himself. Sometimes, showing up is all it takes, but when an opportunity unfolds itself, you need to seize that defining moment. Defining moments capture us at our best. During the moments of inspiration, achievement, courage, and that of pride as well. When you feel recognized and valued, you start to feel better about yourself and hence decide to give more value back to the world.
Some moments can become defining moments if you meet the right people at the right time. We have moments of inspiration when there are encouraging words that lift our spirits, flashes of insight that inspire us to act, a light bulb moment of a big idea, moments of pride that reaffirm our confidence, and the moments of connection that leads us to an unknown adventure. Defining moments rewire our understanding of the world and ourselves. In a few seconds or minutes, we can realize that something that might influence our lives for years or even for decades.
Moments of insights flash in our minds. Some moments strike you intuitively, emotionally, or intellectually. Then there are moments that are serendipitous in nature. Serendipity.
Serendipity, popularly known as moments of coincidences, are present to serve us. It's like you know that you're seeking something and what you're seeking is also seeking you back. And then the lightning strikes and the two meet. You feel that it's meant to be. And in those moments, you decide whether it's a business that you're going to start or who's that person you're going to marry. Sometimes you get serendipitous ideas. Your idea bulb lights up. Maybe you look systematically at the trend in your area or interest. Perhaps you saw a concept that could be applied elsewhere, or you got frustrated with an unsatisfactory experience and you know how to fix it. So these could be ideas that could come from anywhere. It might start as a little spark of imagination out of nowhere.
Well, all these defining moments are positive and inspirational that assist you when you are in the best of your element, thirsty and hungry for something great to happen. But not all defining moments are served on a platter. Just like life is filled with inspirational moments, so are the moments of desperation. When inspiration strikes, we take action. But when desperation visits us, we focus on its emotional impact and whine or blame about it. Often, we ignore the power of desperation moments. Warning. Normally, there are warnings before every disaster strikes. Those who ignore the warnings ultimately push themselves closer to disasters.
Very often, people decide to change only when they hit the rock bottom. People wait for a heart attack to begin exercising or decide to work on their relationship when their spouse mentions a divorce or separation. They quit smoking when there is a cancer sign. Before hitting the rock bottom, we get several warnings which we should not ignore. There are these moments where you need to pay real close attention. The fact is that the universe is giving you wake-up calls at all times. You just need to pay close attention to it carefully. Pay attention to the results you're producing and make an assessment. Is it a part of a problem that is getting created or part of the solutions that I'm after? Is it taking me to an upward spiral or am I headed in the direction of a downward spiral? Pay close attention to the warning signs. Learn to pick up the lessons and most importantly, learn from other people's mistakes.
Challenges and problems. J.K. Rowling, in her Harvard commencement address, said that hitting rock bottom became the solid foundation on which she rebuilt her life. Defining moments focus on rerouting your path to victory. It will taste bitter in the beginning, but it gets sweeter as you gradually swallow them. The most potent life-defining moments are when we are faced with challenges and problems. Negative events can also have positive consequences on us and our life. All breakthroughs are preceded by breakdowns, and the best wake-up moments are served through tragedies and losses. Some adversities in life have serendipitous advantages. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit." A crisis is a transformation delayed. Moments of crisis force us to reach deep within ourselves where we can discover treasured, powerful, and the forgotten parts of us that we hid long ago, even from ourselves. We see the human potential that we have never witnessed before. It becomes almost unbelievable to our sight to see a treasure chest of talents and skills in ourselves. William Shakespeare had aptly put it, There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so.
Remember, a crisis is an opportunity for dramatic and positive changes in your life. Things are supposed to fall apart to bring you to a better place. You have arrived where you are today, not only because of the acceptance you have brought in yourself, but also due to the rejections you went through. Desperate moments help us to discover more about ourselves. As Albert Einstein once said, adversity introduces a man to himself. Adversity can be turned into an advantage. Life is not only about constant struggle, it's also about moments of triumphs and victory. There is no breakthrough without a breakdown. There is no lesson learned without a test. Or better, there is no testimony without a test.
Shame and humiliation. At the age of 23, Mahatma Gandhi was traveling in a first-class carriage train in South Africa when the railroad officials told him to shift to third-class carriage, despite being aware of the fact that he was holding a first-class ticket. When Gandhi refused to leave, a policeman arrived and threw him off the train. It was this defining moment which changed Gandhi's life forever. His first act of disobedience that marked the beginning of his struggle for achieving India's independence. Similarly, when Rosa Parks refused to surrender her seat to a white passenger on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama, sparked her defining moment and altered the course of the civil rights movement in America.
Some of these so-called negative experiences or events contain the fuel to turn your life around. Devastating moments and experiences that spur emotions like that of hurt, shame, humiliation, contempt, loss, or extreme criticism contain the fuel to either provide you with the drive to move forward in life or push you to be consumed by it. Many lives are changed for the better or worse by the tragic moments like the loss of a loved one, a divorce or bankruptcy, ill health, or other significant emotional events. Here, what happens is not what is important, but how you respond to what happens determines the outcomes in life. Do you know your defining moment? If you're having trouble figuring out your path, you might want to consider a more in-depth type of assessment to figure this out. Don't waste any more time fumbling or thinking about the words already or spending time traveling further down the path that doesn't fulfill you. If you feel that the road ahead is not going to take you where you want to go, it's time for a detour. Remember, the turning point can strike you at any moment. It does not need to fit into the timelines you have planned for yourself. Remember, Colonel Sanders started KFC at the age of 66. It's not too late. Life can be reinvented anytime. That's the easy part. The hardest part is that convincing that you can reinvent your life anytime.
You know the part of the movie where the dramatic music starts to play? When the protagonist is about to make a decision and the background score heightens its epic tones. That's exactly the moment which is waiting for all of us at various junctures and intervals of life. While everyone has their own defining moments in life, it seems as if the manner in which we respond to these defining moments is the key to lead a life that is successful and fulfilling. If you look back at life, some of the painful moments that you endured might have played a role of a catalyst for something good to happen in your life. It can also be something that inspired you at some point in life, which ultimately led you in building your relationships, finances, career, or business.
Again, it's not what happened that matters, but how you respond to what happened that makes all the difference. Sometimes a negative event can pave the way to a positive outcome. Thomas Watson Sr. of IBM was fired from NCR Corporation. When Ferrari insulted Lamborghini, who was a tractor maker back in the 60s, Lamborghini got into manufacturing supercars like Ferrari. Shame, humiliation, and insult has the power to redefine life. Depends on how you take it. You can either be victimized by the negative events or you can accept the challenges and change life's trajectory to reach a whole new level. Life always serves us with these moments at random intervals. For some, such moments keep coming as troubles knocking on the door tirelessly. It could be the creditors, but in the moment you decide enough is enough, something magical happens. Life can be turned around in a moment when you decided to change its course. Our response to challenges and problems and seeing them as hidden opportunities can change the way we approach life. When you adapt this approach in life, you get to experience many defining moments.
Life is about adaptation and change. It is true that nothing remains the same. Even if it appears to be stagnant, energy is always shifting, sometimes subtly and sometimes noticeably. We can either resist or accept change. It is in your hands if you want to take action to create the change, or wait for something to happen. Either way, something will definitely happen because ultimately, life brings changes and challenges as part of each of our growth processes.
Change is the only thing that is constant. We live in a smart era where smartphones get updated, but most people don't. That's the irony. People want to stick on to their familiar and comfortable. They like their older versions and later they struggle in a world that is hard to cope up with. In reality, life is presenting to us several moments for altering our path. These moments come to us moments of inspiration, moments of desperation, warning signs, challenges, and opportunities. We experience life-altering defining moments, and through some events, people, and experiences, we can change anything for the better. As Charlie Tremendous Jonas once said it wisely, you will be the same person in 5 years as you are today, except for the people you meet and the books you read. So don't waste a moment that has the power to change something for the better. Take that decision today to change your bodies, change your mind, build new skills, open up to situations and people that nurture your growth. Remember, you are a work in progress. We are not just human beings, we are human becomings. Seize the moment and build on it. Be your higher self.